If I get a book, and if I don't finish reading it, the book from cover to cover, I'm a failure. Why is that? Because I did not finish what I told myself I was going to complete. That is failure right there. We need to hold ourselves accountable to say, you know what though? If I decide to do something today, I'm going to finish it. If I don't finish it, there better be a good reason for me not to finish it. That's how we hold ourselves accountable. That's how we shut up that hyena telling us you're not worth it, you're this and you're that. That's right. Know the animal you're feeding. And I thought about the hyena. Why the hyena? The hyena is one of the sneakiest animals you will ever find. Ever. The hyena never hunts alone. Always does everything in packs. He likes to giggle and laugh when it smells blood, when it's about to go for the kill. Laughs and laughs and laughs, always sneaky. Looking down, moving forward, moving forward. So which animal do you feed the most? Picture you have a rucksack, backpack, like this. And you're humping, like we used to say in the military, you're carrying a hyena. And it's right here, the head is right here. Whispers to you and talks to you constantly during the day. But that hyena didn't get that big by accident. You have been feeding that hyena every single day. What do you feed it with? You feed it with fear. You feed it with lust. You feed it with depression. You feed it with anything negative that has happened to your life that is attached to your soul. That's what you keep feeding the hyena. So what happens is, no matter what you encounter during the day, the hyena will start talking to you in your ear. And the more you say yes, yes, yes to the hyena, the bigger and the bigger it gets. So what happens is so hard, it is so difficult for us to say enough is enough because we get in that hypnotic cycle. And that hypnotic cycle starts from early in the morning until we go to bed. When we wake up the next day, we continue with the same thing too. Now wait, the hyena is so sneaky because whatever she attacked you with or whatever she whispered in your ear the day before might be something totally different. Something totally different you're not expecting it. Maybe yesterday you were upset, you were angry. Then today you might feel like, oh, nobody likes me. It comes from the same place, from the bottom of your soul. Because that hyena is so large, you keep humping it and humping it and humping it, and yet you don't decide once and for all to break loose. Now the hyena is something you just cannot get the backpack and go like this. Okay, enough is enough. I'm not gonna carry you anymore. Not at all. If you think that's the case, I have news for you. You are not gonna fight that hyena, but you have to take ownership and understand that hyena that's whispering there, she's been doing that for a long time. The minute you start reacting to whatever thoughts come to your brain from the hyena based on what the hyena is reading from your soul, you're behind the 8 ball. You're totally behind. Totally behind. You have to be totally ready, but you cannot just fight it. However, you need to have the tools to be able to do that. The only way to do that, to have those tools, is to understand that hyena right there, you know what that is? That's the devil. The hyena got you. She has your blueprint. She has your buttons. She knows all the different things that make you tick and get you upset. Let's say I got out of the bed, what I used to call the wrong side of the bed. Let's say I stopped my toe at the edge of the bed. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? I'm such a dummy. Guess what? When I say I'm such a dummy, I'm bringing back everything from the past, people that told me you're a dummy. If somehow I came back from school with a bad grade, my parents told me you're a dummy, bam, I'm bringing that into my soul. The hyena, you see, you're a dummy. Let's say in the past, if I had any business failures, which a lot of people that are entrepreneurs, they have to be ready for business failures. If I have a failure on something that I'm doing, something that I want to accomplish, a chore around the house, guess what? I can complete it, and then I fail at doing it. So guess what? Failure, failure, failure. If I get a book, if I don't finish reading it, the book from cover to cover, I'm a failure. Why is that? Because I did not finish what I told myself I was going to complete. That is failure right there. We need to hold ourselves accountable to say, you know what though? If I decide to do something today, I'm going to finish it. If I don't finish it, there better be a good reason for me not to finish it. That's how we hold ourselves accountable. That's how we shut up that hyena telling us you're not worth it, you're this and you're that. That's how we do it. And the only way to do it, the only way for us to shut up that hyena once and for all is with the Bible. And it is a battle. As I mentioned to you before, that hyena is the devil, whether you want to admit it or not. You might never have picked up a Bible to read it, to find out what they're talking about. But guess what? That's been around forever. I call it the hyena. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Why did I say the hyena? It is so sneaky. You can barely hear it. And then it's laughing at you. How will you feel if somebody controls you like a puppet and is laughing at you the whole time? That will get you pretty upset. So that is what happens to us when we don't get a hold to our emotions and decide it is time to change. Yes, as I mentioned before, it is great to decide to change, but you have to stay on it. Stay on it 24/7. The only way to stay on it 24/7 is to put God in front of every single thing you do. Sometimes I feel guilty. I feel guilty because I'm starting a new task and I'm like, okay, let me do this right now. And then it becomes very, very difficult. I'm like, you know what though? I know what happened. I didn't put that into God's hands. It doesn't matter how minuscule it is. He wants you to talk to him. He's your friend. So the moral of the story is this. You are feeding an animal every single day. You have to know your animal. Once you realize that there's an animal you keep feeding every single day, and oftentimes you don't know you're feeding it. You really don't know you're feeding it, but you know you don't feel well. When you don't feel well, that should be a red flag for you to be like, I don't mean feeling well being sick. I mean feeling well like you get upset. Things don't go your way. You're late. You're not accomplishing everything you wrote down in the morning or the night before on your to-do list. Those are the times that you have to take a step back and be like, let me take a deep breath and regroup. How do we regroup? In the mighty word of God. So I'm going to read 2 verses for you real quick. The first one comes from James, chapter 4. Don't forget which animal you're feeding the most. What causes fights and quarrels among you? Don't they come from your desires that battle within you? Your desires that battle within you. Any desires that you might have that you don't give into the Lord first, I'm telling you right now, it's not, it might work, you might finish your task, but it doesn't always happen that way. And sooner or later, the Lord finds a way to humble ourselves, okay? So that internal fight, start giving stuff to the Lord. God, thank you for this day. Let me do whatever I can to become a better person today. If I catch myself getting my eyes off from you, please remind me to come back to you. It's that simple. That simple prayer. Then I'm going to read one more verse that is more aligned with what I was telling you in terms of going to fight. For though we live in the world, we do not wage war as the world does. I told you. You can tell today is the last day, but that's not the way to fight the war. The weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish stronghold. You know what a stronghold is, right? It's that safety position. That safety position that is right there, that's very, very difficult to penetrate. That's that hyena right there. It's very difficult to penetrate because it comes with a lot of baggage. You heard that expression, oh, that person has a lot of baggage. That baggage is what I was telling you about right now. That's what the hyena is coming to. The hyena is pulling from that baggage every day. He pulls a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, baggage. Let me pick that today. Let me pick that today. Let me pick that today. He's picking different things. Meanwhile, you're totally out of control. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself against the knowledge of God. And we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. Every thought, you make it obedient to Christ. Give it to the Lord. Give it to the Lord. Here it is, God. You do with it whatever you want. Here it is. Just, in other words, we really need to stop being prideful and thinking we can accomplish everything we want to do. We really do. I have several friends of mine that they watch the videos and they laugh, they make jokes, and it's like, you know what though? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what you think about it or not, because guess what? Sooner or later, you come down to your knees and decide, you know what though? Yeah, there's a God up there. So you have to be obedient. Keep your thoughts to Him. Stop holding them captive. Stop carrying that backpack with you with the hyena hanging in the back. And we will be ready to punish every act of disobedience once your obedience is complete. That's part of the obedience I was telling you about. We have to be obedient to the Lord. I use that analogy of the devil and the hyena, but you can use anything else you want. Just find something you can actually attach, something visual. I'm telling you, I use that hyena visual. I'm sure you can see it right here, like whispering, like talking to you, because it is so sneaky. Find something you can attach those feelings. Once you attach a visual cue to your feelings and everything else, you see it for what it is. Nothing that important. What happened in the past is in the past. What is right now, what is in the future, is a mighty word of God. I encourage all of you guys to find a daily devotion. Just follow it, stick to it. Give to the Lord 45 minutes while you're doing that. Your total full attention. Then go by your day, always putting Him first in everything you do. Regardless of how minuscule it is, it doesn't matter what you do. Just put your attention on the Lord and be obedient. Follow what the Bible says, and you're going to have a better day. God bless you.